Hi, students. Welcome to today's math lesson. Today is Thursday, and we are getting into section 1.4. The quizzes from yesterday have been graded and are in the process of being placed into the grade book. As we start today, I have some pictures from a year ago when I had the birth of our little baby boy. So I kind of left these in the slide. These were already in the lesson from last year. So a couple pictures to start off today. That was him when we first brought him home. Here's another one that was 3 days old. This was him taking one of his first naps. And I'm a big fantasy football fan, and we have our draft coming up this weekend. So, of course, I had to get him a first-round draft pick onesie. So those are 4 pictures of little Frankie. He's 1 year old now. I'll show you some updated pictures as we go throughout the year. He's a great little guy. So let's get into section 1.4. Today we are going to introduce equations along with inequalities. To this point, we've been doing expressions. So no equal sign. Today we're going to look at equal signs and then also your inequality signs. So what do I mean by that? Well, here's a little vocabulary. An equation is a sentence or expression that now has an equal sign. An inequality is the same as an equation, but instead of an equal sign, you have a greater than, less than, greater than or equal to, or less than or equal to sign. Remember, guys, you're allowed to use your notes on any test or quiz this year. So I would highly advise writing down as much in your notes as you need based on your knowledge. So if you do not know what an inequality is, then you're going to want to pause this video and make sure you write down those signs. So let's get into a few examples here. So I'm going to let you try these as a little warm up. You're just changing these words into the first one's going to be an equation and the second one's going to be an inequality. So go ahead, take a minute, pause this video. So that first one, the sum of 8 and a number n. Well, we know sum means addition. Let me get a marker tool. We know sum means addition. Is equal to is my equal sign and the number 15. Pretty straightforward. Product means multiplication. So 5y, if you wanted to put a dot there in between, you can, is at least 22. So that means that at least would mean it's greater than or equal to 22. I want it to be at least 22. So now once we have these equations and inequalities, we can test if an answer is correct by plugging in for the variable. So we're going to check our answer. This is a very important thing. Anytime you have an equation or an inequality in math, anytime this year, especially when these get a little tougher and more intricate, you can always test your answer. So I'm going to take x equals 5. I'm going to plug it in for x. Does 5 plus 14 equal 19? If you can't do it in your head, put it in your calculator, but that does indeed check. My inequality here, I'm going to put 10 in for x. So I have 3 times 10 minus 7. I'm going to follow the order of operations. 3 times 10 is 30. 30 minus 7 is 23. Well, is 23 less than 23? I don't think so. So that is incorrect. So the first one is a correct solution. The second one is an incorrect solution. On your homework tonight, you are going to see You're going to see these problems where you're going to have something like 3x equals 9, and then they're going to have like a semicolon like this with a number. That simply means put this number in for x. So when you see that on your homework tonight, just wanted to give everybody a heads up. Let's try a little mental math. Put those calculators to the side and see if each of you can figure out what is the solution or the value of each of these variables. So go ahead, take 30 seconds, pause, and see what you can come up with. All right, so let's go left to right here. The one on the left, x plus 17. So what plus 17 equals 22? Well, that is x equals 5. How about the second one? What plus 4 equals 16? Well, that has to be y equals 12. And the last one, what number minus 8 equals 3? Well, m is going to equal 11. We'll talk in the upcoming days how you're going to solve these. There is a mathematical way to do this. I'm sure many of you remember it from middle school of how to solve equations. Solving equations is going to be a large part of this school year. Try a little word problem here. I've saved $78 to buy a snowboard that costs $150. How much more money do I need to save in order to buy the snowboard? So let's think about this. I have $78. I need a certain amount more money. We'll call it M for money. And I want that to equal 150. So how much more money do I need? I can take 150 minus 78 and I can get the answer $72 for M. Our last one for today. Yes, this was a rather short lesson. This is one of our shorter lessons, and in my opinion, I think it was a pretty easy lesson. So you're going to have some time, whether you're at home or here at school, to get started on your homework and hopefully get it all done before you leave here so that you'll have no homework this evening. So let's go ahead and do this last one here. I buy a storage case that can hold 150 collectible toy cars. I have 132 toy cars right now. Write an inequality that describes how many more cars you can buy and still have no more cars than the case will hold. So let's think about this. I'm going to move this over slightly. I have 132 toys, and I'm going to add to it more toys. And that cannot be greater than or equal to 150. If it's bigger than 150, then it doesn't work. So I actually need the less than or equal to sign because that amount needs to be less than or equal to 150. Let's try that again. There you go. Let's make that look a little nicer here. There you go. So 132 plus some number of toys X has to be less than or equal to 150 because I can't hold more than 150 toys. So down here at the bottom, they say if I have 124 cars, and I've been saying toys, we're talking about toy cars, will they fit in that case? So let's see. 132 plus 24. Go ahead and put that in your calculator, and I get 156 cars. Is 156 less than or equal to 150? Well, it is not. 156 is bigger. So will they all fit? The answer is no. So that's it for today. Like I said, a pretty simple lesson in my opinion. But we're going to gradually make these equations and problems much more difficult than this. But this was a nice introduction after our quiz yesterday. As you look in the gradebook, I encourage you to look in the gradebook at all the grades I have entered, from the homeworks to this quiz from yesterday. If you see something that doesn't look right, or you want to retake the quiz, then shoot me an email or let me know. Or all my learners at home, if you have any questions at all, please don't hesitate to reach out. So here is the homework for tonight. We're going to get into our textbook. All right, so I gave everybody a textbook for a reason. I will also take a picture of the textbook and upload it into Polaris. If you don't have your textbook with you, I will take a picture of these problems and put it into Polaris and do these on a separate sheet of paper. If you're in class, you can bring it to class on Friday. If you're virtual, upload it into the file in Polaris in this homework folder. So have a great evening, everybody. Get that homework done for tomorrow. I will be checking it, and I will talk to everybody later.